What's up, everyone, and welcome into episode 15 of our BSC drafts. Once again, I am PK alongside my two best buddies, Phil and Pat, for another exciting draft. I won our last draft of the best minor league baseball team names. I took down Phil and Sir Chance-a-Lot. So the total right now is Phil has 4, I have 4, Pat has 2, and John has 1. For you new listeners out there, here is the breakdown real quick. It is a 4-round snake draft. Once that person, place, thing is drafted, it is gone. We attempt to build the best team we possibly can. Once we finish up, the winner is decided by you, the listener. But gents, before we dive into the draft, today is officially our 2-year anniversary of this show. Anything special or memorable over the last 2 years that you want to bring up or discuss real quick?
I mean, I believe I have the lead in drafts right now. Is that true?
I just read off the total. We're tied. Thanks for joining along with the listeners here, Phil.
Trying to just let you give it to me. You wouldn't give it to me.
No, we're tied at 4.
I'll catch up someday.
It's been a long and winding road. Isn't that the cliche thing to say?
It's the Yellow Brick Road. I know that one.
I don't think there's any yellow bricks around here.
No. Especially since it's Western New York and there's no bricks anywhere besides like a couple of roads left. But other than that, they're red, I think. I'm pretty sure they're red.
Yeah, Main Street's got some red bricks. Other than that, off the top of my head, I mean, not anything crazy. I feel like we've been through a lot over these 2 years, and the amount of episodes and things we've gone through, and different recording scenarios, or you recording by yourself because I'm busy, or me recording in hotel rooms because I'm trying to make it work, and a lot of different things like that, but nothing too crazy.
It's kind of insane to think it's been 2 years. I mean, for us, it's kind of a little bit longer than that because, we talked about,
that is true.
Starting the BSC before, episode 1 aired. But it's been pretty fun to see how it's grown and where we are now.
Now, I'm going to get a little sappy here. I try not to take myself too seriously, not just on the show, but in real life. But I'm going to get a little serious for just a second, if you will. I wanted to thank both of you. This thing is not possible without you guys and everything that you bring to it. I want to thank my wife, Brooke, who puts up with the hours of recording and editing and notes being prepared and scrolling through my phone to keep up to date with all the new news, and her having to probably listen to me talk about the show far more than she wants me to. And lastly, I want to thank everybody out there, whether you listen to the show every single time, just once in a while, or just one time ever, you took the time to listen to us, and we couldn't be more appreciative of that. Now, we will keep making them and growing this silly little idea of ours as we continue to come up with new ideas and just, grow ourselves and try to be better and try to wrap up things better than I'm doing right now.
Well, same. I mean, PK, we appreciate everything you do, and Pat, PK, you do an insane amount with everything you just mentioned, your notes and your social meds that we're getting better at. But
we would like to hire a social media person, so if you want a job that pays nothing, let us know.
Hire implies compensation.
No, you can get hired as a volunteer.
We'll give you experience. That's something that money can't buy.
You can take us to the #1 sports podcast. I mean, that's a great resume builder.
We'll settle for number 10.
That's a low settle. But yeah, I mean, like you said, same thing. I mean, Ashley puts up with the amount of hours that I'm writing articles or going over things, watching things, recording. It's a lot of times. And like you said, same with Brooke and you and Pat. You are our steady producer, making them MVP type moves because you make our MVP graphics every week now. And yeah, I mean, it's been a long 2 years, but a good 2 years.
So enough of this sappy stuff. We are not known for that, and we'll try not to do that again for another year. But because it is a draft and it is on our anniversary, for today's draft, we know there are tons of different sports balls out there. Each sport uses a different one. Well, they can be similar in sizes, but they're also different sizes and different shapes and different weights. For this draft, and it's one that I've been eyeing on this list for months, gentlemen, We are drafting the worst sports balls to get hit by. Yes, we are that childish. Yes, it's going to be that fun. So, friends, who's ready to feel the pain?
Not particularly ready, but I guess we can go through some pain.
Phil, can we let Pat in on this little secret here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're going to be recording this, so whatever sports ball you draft, we're going to be chucking that ball at you after the show.
I knew that there was going to be some sort of
but just
twist.
Yeah,
I was wondering why you guys took that group trip to Dick's.
Yeah. Yep.
We collected all of these that you might draft.
We came up with this on our 10-hour plane ride to Rome.
Yeah, I was hoping that the Dick's trip was a for like a 2-year like anniversary gift that'd be sports related, but no.
It is. It's the gift that brings you eternal pain.
Fair enough.
It's quite the injury.
Well, you don't know what balls were thrown at him yet.
True.
So
True.
Let's get into this. I am on the clock first, which I'm very happy to be about, and on the clock right now. Phil is on deck, and Pat has 2 on the turn. So going into this, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm in this position. I'm standing like 10 feet away from somebody, like, for example, Sir Chance-a-Lot, and he is just going to wind up and throw this ball at me. And with the amount of different sports balls out there, which one would hurt the most? Do I want to go size? Do I want to go weight? Do I want to go, the ability to throw it hard? And I figured, why not go with one of the heaviest sports balls out there? And I'm picturing this as you're sticking your fingers in the 3 holes, you're doing a windmill around, and you're releasing this thing underhanded. I'm going with my first pick, a bowling ball.
Yeah, it was going to be absolutely up there. I mean, the question, I guess, this is a general question for all of these, not just the bowling ball, but like the person getting hit, is there like hands behind their back, just wherever it hits them, or are we defending, or what do we do?
I feel like you just got to stand there and take it. Like,
Okay.
You can close your eyes if you want. You can keep them open, but you can't flinch.
And
I think that's the rule.
The other question with your bowling ball, what way do we go?
Weight?
A lot of different
I've
weights.
seen them. They can get as heavy as 16 pounds. But I don't think that's going to hurt much because I don't think you're going to be able to get much speed on it.
Right.
I'm thinking like maybe a 6 to 8 pound ball that you can just, really get your arm going to release it underhand. That thing's coming flying at you. That's going to hurt.
I agree. It does sound extremely painful.
Bowling ball was definitely on my list, but I had a hard time picturing how far someone could throw a bowling ball.
Did I paint a better picture of how it's happening, though?
Yeah, I feel like that's ideal scenarios. I mean, I'm not throwing a bowling ball like that. I'm probably, going to end up dropping it on my head, in which case, that would still suck to get hit with.
That's why we got Sir Chance-a-Lot chucking these balls at us.
I feel like I would try to do a soccer goalie throw.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I can see that.
Yeah, that might be better than the windmill idea I was having. So, Pat, you are on the clock for your first pick. What can you top with a bowling ball? I'm sorry, Phil. Why did I think it was Pat?
Confused.
I knew it went silence for a reason. I guess I was trying to trick Pat into saying something, and then Phil would have stole it. Phil, you're on the clock.
I feel like Pat and I were both just like pausing to see if either of us would have mentioned something. Like, wait, did we get the order wrong?
Who's gonna bite first?
Yeah, I was like, he said I was third, and then I was like, did I mishear him at either the beginning or just now? And then
the second it happened, I was like, wait, do I get it on the turn then? Oh man, I gotta rethink my strategy. All right.
I was hit by a bowling ball. I'm concussed.
That's fair. There's a lot of options now that so originally when I thought about this, personally, I was thinking it's within the sport. That is how it's going to happen. But we had an issue with that, so we kept it simple, and we're going with the throw. But I think the throw just changes everything. I think some of these got moved down, some got moved up. There's some interesting options. The throw, yeah, the throw really, because you're really just looking for what's most painful from that distance and what can be thrown really well. And there's a few big options. The one I really want, I don't know what it is because I've never been. Oof. I want to pick it though, just based on what I'm looking at here. I don't know what it is.
Pat, we got him tilting at pick number 2.
There's three main options I have. 4, I guess, technically, but 3 big ones. I just don't. I've never used or held this kind of ball, so I don't really know enough about it. But it seems like the next solid pick. Sure, I'm gonna go with a cricket ball.
Ooh.
Yep, that was on my list.
Yep.
They seem extremely hard, extremely solid. They're terrifying when you actually watch them get thrown in. I mean, the people are wearing shin guards, so they got to be painful. The outfield and everyone else, other than the pitchers, like a bajillion miles away. But I've never physically held one, never played the game, so I don't exactly know. But I feel like they're small enough to really get a solid throw out of them. But they definitely seem more solid and painful than something like a baseball.
Yeah, that was something I was considering, and I had to like look up to see like the size and material of it. And I was looking at Wikipedia and said that there have been a lot of injuries and even fatalities from a cricket ball.
I'll take it.
That made my list.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say I thought
for
there's deaths from it, so I'm happy that you confirmed it based on the wonderful source of Wikipedia.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I looked up the weight and everything of this. Now, it's only 5.5 ounces on average, but that thing is dense, and that's the thing that's going to hurt. Pat, you're on the clock for 2 this time. I'm positive this time.
Okay, so my first pick was initially going to be bowling ball until we talked about the whole throwing aspect of it, and then I was a little unsure. But my second pick overall was a pool/billiards ball.
Dang it. Yep, that was my number 2 pick there. Good pick.
I feel like
those are the 2 I was going between.
Yeah, it's heavy and dense enough, but also small enough that you can, hold it and probably get some speed behind it.
It's 6 ounces, so it's a little heavier on average than a cricket ball, probably because it's a little bit bigger, but both of them are hand in hand. Both of them, I don't know if I could stand there and look down the barrel of a pool ball or a cricket ball coming at my face.
Both sound miserable.
It's a solid first pick, sir. Solid first pick.
We're off to a good start. A lot of pain coming.
Lots of pain.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to after the show when you guys start throwing balls.
We got a helmet for you.
Just a helmet?
Yeah, it's one of those ones that you wear with wrestling, so it just goes over your ears though.
I'll take it. I just gotta hope I got hit in the ears. In my second pick, I'm gonna stick in the same size as the pool ball and go a baseball. I know those can be thrown pretty fast, and I assume they hurt a lot.
Yeah, baseball's absolutely up there. I mean, we've seen some pretty disturbing injuries watching a lot of baseball. I mean, pitchers get hit by line drives all the time, and players get hit. And I mean, it definitely depends on where you get hit. Sometimes they take it in the arm or the back, and they're semi-okay. Other times they take it, in the shin or the hand, or just, the little more bony aspect areas, and they can be out for 3-4 months with a broken hand or something. So yeah, they're pretty nasty to get hit by.
So I have a said question about baseball where it's in the same realm where you're getting hit by it, but say you're in the batter's box. Where would you prefer to get hit? Like where on your body would you rather get hit?
I feel like it's got to be I want to say like your butt maybe, or
I was going to say
like
keister.
Square part of your back, not like a shoulder blade, but just like solid
lower
back.
back.
I don't know if they're, I mean, if we're talking like true pro professional 100-mile-an-hour pitcher, there's pretty much nowhere I'm going to be content or happy with. I definitely don't have the arms that those guys do, so I feel like if it hit me in the arm, like it'd be a bone bruise and probably shattered something. Thigh's the other one, but I feel like you're going to be struggling walking for a long time. But thigh's another decent one. I feel like butt's got to be it, though.
Yeah.
So I was thinking butt, because that's got the most, The keister's got the most give to it, where it could take a ball to it. But the biggest concern I have with that, like, I'm staring down, who's a good pitcher?
Aroldis Chapman's 104
Aroldis
mile
Chapman,
an hour.
yeah, 104 mile an hour ball.
And he's pretty wild.
Do I really want that hitting me in the keister and then I can't sit down for a week? I think I just got to take thigh. I know it's probably going to hurt worse. And, I mean, it's going to swell up like nobody's business. I'm going to have to buy bigger pants. I'm probably going to have to wear shorts in the winter when it hits me there, and, it might break a bone. But I feel like there's a little less meat to that area, but at least I'm going to be able to sit down and not cry every time I sit down on something. I'm not going to have to carry around like one of those padded seats that Pat drafted for the Battle Royale. I'm not going to have to need one of those when I sit down.
That's fair.
All right, Phil, you're on the clock for your second pick. You're sitting with a cricket ball to the head right now.
Okay, so one of my picks that I still had that I was fighting through earlier is on the board. Pool ball was a big one. Baseball was absolutely up there, and rightfully so. There's one more similar-ish. Well, there's two more, I guess, but one that I'm really leaning toward, and I don't know if you guys are going to allow it, I guess. I mean, it's definitely a ball, and I feel like it should count.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I'm going to
Let it fall to me.
I'm going to assume it's not what you're thinking, because I feel like your lists are always all over the place. Like, you're going to come up with, like, some foreign sport that two people have ever played in their lives, and you'd be like, yep, look at this amazing thing. And it's gonna have spikes coming out of it for some reason. Okay, but I am going to go with a lawn ball.
Okay, that's about. I had bocce ball. I'm assuming it's the same kind of thing.
I do believe so. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I wanted to fall to me.
Okay, well, you're not getting it. So again, pretty similar to a baseball, but very, very solid. Those things are. I mean, I have used those. Even when you hear them clink through the grass, I feel like the weight's still pretty good, where it can be thrown at a high velocity, and just the solid shell they have is terrifying.
Fantastic pick. As I said, I wanted it. I mean, are you talking the little white ball, or are you talking the actual bocce balls themselves?
I was going to go with the bocce balls. The little white ball is also not a bad idea, but I was going to go.
Yeah, those ones are like the cricket ball. The bocce balls apparently average around 2 pounds.
Yeah, if you can get some weight behind that, that's gonna do. And again, those are rock solid. Like, those have no give to them.
You could drop those on the concrete, and the concrete would crack.
Right. I think that's probably true. I mean, if you've ever picked up one of those sets, they weigh 9,000 pounds, and it's not because of the little hammer that comes with it.
Hammer?
Or that's
he's talking about the lawn bowling ones.
Okay. So is it? Are we lumping it as like one thing, or are they like two?
I would call it lawn/bocce ball. I think they're close enough that we should allow both of them as the one pick.
All right.
As much as I don't want that to happen, but unless Pat disagrees,
I didn't even. He said lawn ball, and I was like, "What's that?" And then we're talking about bocce ball.
That's the one with like the giant mallet that you. It's kind of like a combination.
That's like croquet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's croquet.
Croquet and bocce, I agree, are very similar balls.
Croquet balls are much smaller, though, aren't they?
Look it up. Go to the interweb, because if bocce ball can fall to me, I am much happier with that.
I'll lump them together just to mess with PK.
Oh, that's not fair. Okay, yeah, bocce ball/lawn bowling. That's. I got it. Lawn/bocce ball. Are we okay with it? The wording of that.
I'd say that would free up croquet ball, though, wouldn't it?
I feel like croquet, bocce, lawn are all the same.
I don't think they are, but if you guys want to lump them together, that's fine, because I only had bocce ball.
Okay, yeah, we could just lump it together. That's fine. I mean, it's putting a damper on my team here, but fine, let's allow it. So
it's been lumped.
Yeah, it's so was your head, because the bocce ball's hitting it. Okay, I am on the clock for my second one. Yeah, good picks, boys. That definitely hurt my list a bunch. There's one more really, really heavy ball out there, like within the same weight as a bowling ball. The issue with this one is there's no finger holes, so I don't know, and it doesn't come in smaller sizes. It's a one size average.
Here we go with a
ball.
PK type pick out of absolutely nowhere.
The issue is with how we're drafting it, where you're getting hit with somebody throwing it. I don't know how it might land on my foot, and sure, it's gonna smash up my foot, but I don't think that's how people are gonna see this. So I'll get it out of the way first. It's a smaller ball, but it's dense. I'm sure people have died from it. It only weighs 1.6 ounces, but because of its size and its density, that thing can do some damage. I've mowed lawns before, and that thing goes around and just shoots out of the bottom of the blades. I'm going a golf ball, and that thing's going to do some damage with the amount of speed you can put on it.
That was also very high. That was the other one I was comparing to a lawn ball, but like you said, I feel like lawn ball with the size and weight of it was just, that's the only thing that tipped me over compared to a golf ball. But golf ball was very high on the list. Like you said, they're pretty rock solid. They will absolutely do some damage. I'll be honest, I was having somebody at lunch help me for funsies with this list and couldn't really find, I guess it's kind of a good thing that I couldn't find anything, but I tried looking up like golf ball incidents where people get hit, and because it's a golf ball, most times you're not getting hit, point blank, so it's different. But like the fans that got hit from super far away, they seemed for the most part extremely unfazed, and I was, again, it's not a good thing to be disappointed, but I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see someone, I don't get hit by a golf ball and be like, ow. But for the most part, they like got hit and were more shocked than anything, and then just kind of sprung up. But again, they're yards and yards and yards away. It's a little different when you're 10 feet. We've dove? We have dove into the world of whipping table tennis balls at each other at times. And
well, spoilers. Don't be just throwing out, possible balls that we could be drafting. That's on my list.
Okay, well, your list is bad then. So that, we have done that though, and I feel like those leave some pretty good welts as far as just a little ball. And if you're talking a much denser, even better to throw because they're even more solid, I feel like a golf ball could really do some damage.
So 2 things with that. Most people don't get hit because off in the distance you're hearing 4.
Well, I'm saying like also, the shanked ones that get really like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying it happens all the time. Just the people that I saw people get hit, but they got hit and they were more just like, whoa, what was that? Not like, ow.
Right. Just for comparison with the ping pong balls we were talking about, golf ball, 1.6 ounces on average. A ping pong ball weighs approximately 0.1 of an ounce. So we've been hit with ping pong balls multiple times. Like you said, leave welts. We're stupid just because, that's that game there that we play, which I'm considering it a game, gave me the idea for this draft, and that's why I've been looking so forward to it. But imagine what a golf ball would do from that distance. So I'm on the clock for my second one, my third overall pick, my second one here, and I'm still going back and forth. Do I want to pick this other giant ball? And I don't think it's made any of your lists, so even if I want it, I think it'll come back to me. So now I'm looking at 2 other things, and one of them's been drafted. Oh, what do I go with here?
What does that mean?
Well, I'll just pick it. I'm grabbing a softball because baseball's been picked. Softball is still there. It's bigger, so I don't think you're going to get the amount of speed on it because it's harder to hold.
They are hard to throw.
But I feel like it would do similar damage as a baseball, and I can get it in the 3rd round.
I feel like it does. Again, it all depends on where you're getting hit, but I feel like because and I could be completely making this up, I thought like the bigger the surface area, the less it would hurt because it has less of a pinpoint. It has more, like your body can absorb it better. Like the bigger the ball, the easier it is on the impact because more of your body's taking it rather than like one very specific spot. It'll still hurt, absolutely. I'm not looking forward to somebody whipping a softball at me from 10 feet out. It's still big and painful.
What if I told you it actually weighed more than a baseball?
I would believe it.
Yeah, 6.5 compared to 5.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The only
pick.
thing that might hurt me here is it's called a soft ball. And I think it might hurt me in the polls a bit. It might be an oversight of mine.
Who's up?
Phil, you are on the clock for your third pick. So far, you got cricket and bocce/lawn ball.
All right, so this one literally just developed as this draft was going on. And PK, I don't know what you said, but something you said tipped me off to it.
Dang it.
I honestly don't know. I don't know what it was. But I'm going to go with an interesting one. And I feel like it's a little heavy, but it's not as heavy as PK's bowling ball. So I feel like it's honestly an amazing
Here it comes.
intermediate
Yep, this is going to be my
one.
last pick. This is the one I was going to let slide.
And,
I know it.
When you said you were going to let a weird one slide that isn't going to be on our list, I was like, oh, wait.
That's this one.
Maybe it's this one. So I'm going to go with a shot put ball.
Yep.
Yeah. It just developed. I don't know what you...
16 pounds, Phil. There's no variation. It's 16 pounds.
Oh, what am I looking at? I just Googled
I
it for
don't know.
funsies, and it was a 2.2 pound shot put cast iron weight ball for track and field.
I don't know. I saw 16
I got
pounds.
a 12 pound
for-
one. I got a 10
Maybe
pound
there are
one.
variations.
Yeah, there's very
Dang it.
different ones.
Okay. I saw it just said 16 on the side.
I got a
so I will go
6-pound
with your side.
one.
Oh man,
Official
maybe they're
cast
for different
iron.
age groups.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I was looking at Olympic size. Dang it.
Like kids in elementary and middle school that are like trying out for track and field aren't doing a 16-pound shot put.
If you can't throw this, kid, you ain't making the team.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with
Sir, that's 10% of my weight.
I'm gonna go with the weighted cast iron ball that, again, probably not gonna get the velocity that a lot of these are, but it'll hurt. Even if you just kind of launch, especially with the way they throw those. I mean, the people that are actually really, really good at throwing them, they get those really far and some pretty high velocity. Like if one of those guys is whipping at you the way they do and just like throwing it straight through your chest, I don't think you're standing up after that.
I hate myself.
Yeah, for letting it slide, you should.
Well, not just that, but
But
I'm
for also
the
looking
one-
up that you just
Yeah.
had 16-pound ones.
Well, that too. So I hate myself for multiple
man.
reasons here. It wasn't on your list until something I said.
Yeah, I have I'm going to have
that's
to like
the thing,
re-listen
yeah.
to this episode and see what... I have no idea.
It's because we've been doing this for 2 years, Phil. That's why.
You were saying
only
something
thing
about weight.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is that we were just thinking of like weird, out of bounds, like interesting things. And I was like, oh, wait, that's a weird one.
Also,
Alright.
PK, I think you and I are looking at the same website for a list of weights.
Is it like light blue in different categories and stuff?
No, like the top of the website's actually green.
No, I mean like is it in a table?
Yeah, I guess
Yep.
the text at the top of the table's blue.
Yep, that's it. You see that just a 16 next to shot put?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same website.
Because I saw that and I'm like, I don't know how you're... It's the same thing with the bowling ball. I feel like that you got to be able to get enough speed on it for it to hurt.
But the bowling ball's got the fingers. That's the key. Like there's nothing with the shot put besides just your bare hand.
You got to know how to like shot put for it to be
Yeah,
effective.
you need, and Sir Chancelot apparently does, and this is going to hurt.
I was going to say, did you not realize Sir Chancelot was a world record holder, or not world record, a state record holder in high school for shot put?
I didn't. It wasn't on his resume when we hired him.
He told me in confidence.
Turns out he's a master of all sports.
I'm the one that
And the
untied
cord.
him when Chancellor tied him up. All right, Pat, you're on the clock to finish out your draft here.
PS is just, or PK is just sad now. I'm just taking
I am.
taking all of his picks.
It's back to back.
I feel like now's where it's going to get real interesting.
So I have
There's
one
plenty of
pick.
options, but
So I'm gonna go with what my initial pick that I think will be a good one is, and that's a lacrosse ball.
Yep.
I think that especially if you're using a stick, that you can get some good speed on it. But even if you're just throwing it, it's decent size. What was the weight on it?
it's
About
probably
5.5 ounces.
Yeah, it's about the same as a baseball.
it's just the rubber on it, but they still they're still solid and it still hurts, even though it bounces nicely.
That might be even scarier. Just getting clocked with a bouncing lacrosse ball.
It just bounces away like it meant nothing.
I mean, again, so Sir Chancellor's just throwing it though, right? He's not lacrosse sticking it.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
but he's still got a cannon.
Right. But I mean, in Pat's defense, we have seen in plenty of Bandits games the players that block a shot and, gets them in a not great area, like a thigh or a knee or something, and they take usually a long time to get back up after blocking shot. I don't know how they get back up so quickly in general. I mean, they don't really have a lot of padding on. They just block a 80 plus mile an hour shot and just kind of hobble it off and they're okay. But they're impressive. They're impressive people.
So my fourth one, I'm not sure if I want to dive into this. I got a potentially controversial pick.
Oh,
I feel like I got a.
He's going with the javelin
right now.
Isn't he?
It's allowed. It's allowed.
Yeah, it's a javelin, a ball.
Just take it because it's on my list. It's allowed. I hate you.
Oh my god.
Ooh, is it? Yeah, screw it. We'll have fun with the last pick. Was it hockey puck?
Yep, it's on my list.
Oh, I had it on my list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
I wasn't sure if
it's a sports ball.
you guys would. I wasn't sure if you guys would consider it a ball. I looked up earlier when I had some downtime at work today, and I saw a couple arguments for it being a ball.
Yeah, it's a ball.
I would say yes. I mean, it's a ball that slides on ice.
Okay, well that was less exciting than I.
Yeah, I'm three for three in knowing what these picks are going to be, and I hate it. I wanted to be wrong. Yeah, I think that's actually going to hurt worse than a lacrosse ball. And just because it's so much dense, it's a harder rubber.
It's just the problem with it is the throwing because of the way it is. I feel like that would have been really high on my list if it was in the sport environment because the times, I mean, it just happened, I believe, recently in a Sabres game where a player took a slap shot right to the face with no face mask on. I'm pretty sure it hit directly. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking 80 plus mile an hour slap shot to the face with no protection. That is miserable. But throwing it, I feel like you have to throw it. It's just
like
it's very awkward. It's very awkward. Like I'm sure I could throw it pretty hard, but it's not going to be ideal.
Let me ask this. Are either of you guys able to skip rocks?
Not well.
See, I feel like I don't think I'd go sidearm.
See, I think you gotta go sidearm, but you gotta put like the spin on it. You know what I mean? I think that's the way you build the speed.
I think I was gonna throw it like a baseball, not like grip it long ways as if you're going to throw it sidearm, but then throw it more at a baseball angle, not directly over, but that 3/4 angle. I think that's what I would go with. I don't know if you're getting a lot of accuracy and speed sidearm. I mean, I'm great at throwing sidearm. I always was, and I don't even think I would want to throw it sidearm. I feel like you can't get a ton of velocity sidearm. I know there's some sidearm pitchers that can do it, but
I know this makes no sense, and usually things that come out of my mouth and that are in my head right now don't make sense, and not just right now, in life in general. But for some reason, when you told me you were going to throw it vertical as opposed to perpendicular like me and Pat were, it hurt worse. And I don't know why, because it's hitting you the same spot in the same way. But the where it's vertical feels like it would hurt worse, and I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Like same speed and everything. Like they're both going 60 miles an hour. And one of them is like parallel to the ground, and one of them is perpendicular to the ground. And I'm astonished that I remember those words and used them correctly.
I am as well.
Yeah, I thank you for clarifying because I was questioning myself for a second. But for some reason, the perpendicular one at the same speed and everything, hitting you in the same spot, I feel like that would hurt worse, and I don't understand why.
It's because of the confidence he talked about in throwing.
It might be. It goes back to the last draft all over again with the mounting catamounts.
It sounds like Phil can throw a hockey puck pretty painfully vertical instead of sideways.
He's throwing them the same speed, but one of them just hurts worse. It's a good pick. Hockey puck, good pick. Yeah. They went back to good pick, Matt. Phil, closing out your draft.
All right, there's still some good options out there for sure. So I'm down to mainly two, and one I have used before, and I know the style of surface it is, and it seems like it would be pretty painful. It would be a vicious slap more than anything. And because I've used it before, I feel like it would just, I don't know, it wouldn't be like extremely painful, but just the slapping kind of aspect of it, I think would be
It's on my
brutal.
list.
But I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to kind of keep it boring because we've picked pretty much all the exact same things for the most part, just small round balls of some sort. And I'm going to stick with that theme because I think it's just sadly the better way to go. And I'm going to go with a roller hockey ball.
Not where I thought you were going to go with it.
Well,
Me either.
mixed it up. Yeah, so pretty much the same as most of our options, but roller hockey balls are rock solid plastic that hurt quite a bit even in roller hockey. And I mean, we've played a decent amount of roller hockey, and I've been goalie, and there's not always padding everywhere, and it hurts quite a bit when you take one that misses the padding. And I can't imagine
Right to the shin.
right 10 feet away getting thrown at you. Those are just rock solid plastic hard balls that are really easy to whip and throw. I feel like it would hurt quite a bit.
Was there any thought to, the old style plastic on like marbles, kind of
I had
hockey
that.
puck?
I hated that. I didn't.
Yeah.
That puck never did
Oh, I
anything
hated
for
them.
me. I was like, what is the point of this thing? It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, they were horrible.
Like the idea behind it of sliding calmly on cement, like was there, but it never did that. It just
Yeah, it never worked.
right. It just stopped, and then ended up you just used a flat plastic one that worked so much better. And I never understood the wheel. Again, the concept was there. It was just very poor design, I guess, because they never worked. But no, because that's more the puck throw. I don't want the puck throw. I'd rather have the baseball ball throw.
Wasn't even on my list.
It wasn't on mine until we got further into this list, and then I remembered about it, and I thought it was a decent option of what remains. There were 2 other good ones left out there, so I'm interested to see what you're going with.
Yeah, I know the slappy one. Pat, do you know what he meant by the slappy?
I hope you know the slappy one.
Maybe?
I'm going to be interested to see when we go into honorable mentions if your slappy one is correct.
Yeah, I think I know which one it is. I'm not taking it. I got your point. Been hit with it all through childhood, and yeah.
See, now I don't think we're talking about the same one.
Maybe we're not. It's got the same slappy sound and everything though. Okay, so since I'm last on the clock here, and I'm sitting with a bowling ball, a golf ball, and a softball, and all of the palm-held balls are pretty much gone except for like 2, and I'm not taking either of those because they were in my honorable mentions for a reason. So I still got 2 on my top 12, thanks
Okay.
to Phil taking the street hockey puck, or the street hockey ball. Do I go... Oh, this one's tough because neither of them are like pull getters. I think either way, this last pick is going to tank my draft. So do I just go funny? Do
See,
I just
I
go
almost-
funny and
I-
go for
I
the
have
lulls?
a wild one also that I almost went for the lulls, and I'm kind of regretting that I didn't just go. But I feel like you said, I feel like it would have tanked my draft. Like people would have saw that one pick and been like, "What the heck is that? That doesn't make sense," and then moved on.
Right. And I don't know. I think both of you guys ended up drafting a better team than me, and I usually don't admit that, but they're good.
Just
This
so
is
you
one
know,
of the one
PS,
draft
that
where-
will be the only reel that comes out of this draft.
I think this is the one draft where I didn't want a top pick, even though going into it, I wanted it. Now looking at the board, I don't want it. Okay,
Well, at the same time, we stole a lot of your picks, which often doesn't
did.
happen. Usually, somehow, you keep your top 4 pretty much the whole time. But
yeah, my top 10 are gone.
For once, we
That-
actually stole most of your really good picks.
How's that monster list treating you right now?
Yeah, like I said, my top 10 are gone. I have 2 left, and they're
Pat, we
ranked
did it.
11 and 12.
Woo!
I'm proud of us.
Oh, God. It took you 15 episodes, but you did it.
Took us 2 years, and we stole your top
2
10.
years. Happy anniversary to me. I don't know. Do I... Here, we do the 2-on-1 rule
Why
all
don't
the
you leave
time.
it up to Sir Chanster? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Do I go funny route, or do I go Just, what do I do here, boys?
I say you flip a coin and go with search answer.
Okay. Phil, can you pull up the coin? I'll buy some time here. I mean, I still got 2 in my top 12, but neither of them are the funny ones. So depending on what Sir Chance-a-Lot does here, because he's going to be the one that throws it to me, I'll let him decide. We'll put it heads, I go serious. Tails, I go funny. Phil, is the coin ready?
It is ready. Ready when you are.
Okay. Go ahead and flip. Don't lie to me like you said you would.
I would not. It was tails.
Okay, so I gotta go funny.
Also, I'm beginning to think that this simulation just likes tails.
It seems like it does because I call tails all the time, and it always is tails. So there's 2 funny ones though. That's the problem.
Do you want to flip again? Also, just landed tails again. I don't trust this system.
Just give me the ping pong ball.
All right. Are you gonna? I guess we've already explained the story.
We did. We just like to. We go camping, or now what is more renting an Airbnb, and we do what adults do and intake adult beverages. And when that happens, we get stupider than we are when we don't have adult beverages. So stupidly, you take off your shirts and you whip ping pong balls at each other. And the last house we were at had metal siding, I would call it.
Yes.
And when you missed and it hit that siding, it was almost worse than actually getting hit because it was
terrifying.
Yeah, it was really
Pat
scary.
stayed inside and was cleaning the dishes so he didn't have to get hit by the ping pong balls.
Nope, I'm not doing that. That hurts.
Especially when they just whiz past your face.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we always aim for the back. It's either the back or the stomach. Like most of us can't aim. There's a few of us that can. Cam is by far the worst. It'll either end up bouncing 6 feet before you or go right by your face. And we specifically
There's also times where he gets
no
within
headshots.
like 3 feet of you.
Right, he will do a
The
run
line
up and
progressively gets closer.
still somehow like hits you in the shin. But yeah, no, those are scary.
We have gotten braver where we actually face it now too.
Yes, Phrase loves the facing.
Yeah, you get
You put your hat
as
down
you get
to block
older,
your face,
yeah.
which is protected.
As you get older, you're supposed to get wiser. We get dumber.
We've gone backwards.
Yeah, so I'll take ping pong ball with my last pick. Phil, let's round out our team. We'll do that at the end after the honorable mentions. Was it handball? Was that the slappy one?
No, but very similar. But
Okay.
it was water polo.
Okay.
Because
Yep.
because they are waterproof, they have a very solid plastic outside to make sure they stay waterproof. And I used to play
That's fair.
a little bit of water polo in my swimming days, and yeah, they like if you were being hit by it, there's no padding on that ball whatsoever. Like that thing it's solid because it's waterproof. So it's definitely very slappy. It's very slappy.
What other balls did you guys have on your list? My last 2 that I was going between if I was going serious was basketball or soccer ball.
Did you guys see the hurling ball?
No.
I don't
Okay.
even know what that is.
I don't either, but I saw it on a list of. Now I'm gonna have to actually bring it up.
Oh, while you're doing that, I also had volleyball as well. But
Yep.
I mean, those 3, I feel like if I would have drafted them, my team would have lost anyway. So why not just go funny with a ping pong ball?
Yeah, I think that was a smart move.
I'm hoping I get some votes with the people that we play the ping pong game with. And maybe.
I also had football, racquetball, and tennis ball.
I did have tennis ball. You got to have the tennis ball that you used to use in the driveway, but you put the nail in it so it doesn't bounce.
Oh, I was thinking that like it sticks out.
I mean, sometimes it did. You got too long of a nail.
I feel like that's cheating.
I also had a beach ball. I did have that on my list. I know we were joking about it, but I also had a wiffle ball. And those ones, they can sting about as bad as a ping pong ball, depending on if you know how to throw a wiffle ball.
I was surprised you went ping pong over wiffle, but it also depends. There's a lot of different styles of wiffle balls as well. Like there's the ones you actually kind of use for practice hitting that are solid the whole way around, but also kind of soft. And then there's like the old school, really rock hard plastic holes on both side wiffle ball. I feel like that would hurt quite a bit.
Those are the ones I used to throw. I used to be pretty decent at doing like a curveball and a slider and stuff like that. I always tried to do the risers, but they never worked. It would just go into the ground.
See, the other thing about the wiffle ball is, at least compared to the ping pong ball, is you definitely have the element of the noise it makes with the wind, because it makes a lot of whipping noise as it's flying in. So I feel like you'd also get a quick
for the fear aspect.
A quick noise, a quick fear aspect as it's launching at you.
If Sir Chancelot, which we know he can throw the wiffle ball, he could get a riser and get you up underneath your neck and get you right in the throat. Oh, that would have hurt. Like a little riser that just goes, oh, it's not going to hit me, and then it just soups up. Oh, that would have hurt. Or like does a curveball where it's like way out wide and you're like, it's not even going to hit, and then it starts coming back and you're like, no.
Right in the side of the face. Okay, so a hurling ball, it's a Irish field invasion game played with a stick called a hurley and a ball called a sleotar, and it's a hard solid ball that pretty much resembles a baseball with more pronounced stitching. So it's a cork core covered by two pieces of leather stitched together. So very similar to a baseball. So there you go.
I just thought of another one I probably should have drafted.
Here we go.
Polo, that ball.
Oh yeah, that takes like the lawn ball, I think, to a new level.
Dang it. Oh well, I'll take ping pong ball. If I win, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
It's a wooden ball, for the record.
Oh yeah, that's gonna leave like splinters in you too. Ooh. Oh, scary. Do we want to go over our list, gentlemen?
Sure.
Who wants to start?
I'll start it off. So No, Pat, you started off because I misput one of my things.
I started off with the pool/billiards ball in round 1. My second pick was a baseball. Third was a lacrosse ball, and I finished with a hockey puck. All hockey very ball. Small, dense, hard objects.
Yeah, you're going with less circumference, more speed, and density.
Yeah, I feel like
yours are gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, am I up?
Yeah, go ahead.
I had the bocce/lawn ball, the cricket ball, rocky ball, otherwise known as a roller hockey ball, and the cast iron shot put ball.
Phil's is a very scary team. I feel like 3 of those, well, 2 of them are gonna really do a wallop. The one's gonna hurt a lot. It's probably not gonna do a ton of damage, but it's definitely gonna cause a lot of pain. And then the 4th one might kill you. The cast iron shot put ball might end up ending you.
And the cricket ball, we've said there are fatalities. So
that is true. That one will kill you if you get hit in the head. I think the shot put will give you internal bleeding no matter where it hits you.
Is that the one you regret the most not pulling the trigger on?
Yeah, the one that I said would fall to me, and then I find out that I'm the one that gave you the idea to take it. Yeah, that one, all of them, all this whole draft. I went in with such high expectations and so much joy with this one, and I'm walking out just sad and in pain.
Pat, he also made fun of us for not making our list until the last minute, but here we are, stealing all of his good ideas.
Yeah, so I got left with a bowling ball, which, if you're listening to this, picture putting your fingers in the holes, winding up multiple times, and just underhanding it to the person's face. Golf ball, because that's going to hurt. Softball, don't look at the word soft, it's still going to hurt. And then for the lulz, I went ping pong ball because I don't think I stand a chance in the polls.
So, I mean, you might get like a few friend votes with the ping pong.
That's the only hope.
Yeah, but if they listen, they shouldn't vote for him just because of his lack of confidence.
Yeah, but they don't.
This is episode 15. You guys have been targeting me all 15 episodes, and I'm still tied for the lead. So I don't have any hopes in this one. I know.
I feel like we've knocked you down quite a few pegs finally, though. I feel like you came out real hot. You were real confident that you were going to win every single one ever, and I feel like we've done a good job catching up and leveling the playing field.
Just adding the doubt into his mind.
Yes.
But
I'm
I hope
dead
I win.
inside.
I need to close the gap.
I was going to say, PK's just really sad the more we talk and the more this goes on.
Well, guys, before we go videotape Pat getting hit with all these, anything else you want to add to this episode before we shut it down and let the listeners go cast their votes for which team and which person drafted the most painful sports balls to be hit with?
We should also possibly make a poll for which one out of our huge list, out of the 12 we drafted, which one would other people, like, what is their number one most feared given the scenario?
I like it. We'll add that to the poll that's out there.
Other than that, I like my team. I'm happy that I came up with 2 that weren't even on my list mid-draft. That was kind of interesting and fun, especially the shot put, because it ruined your chances of sneaking an easy one in at the end.
Might be my favorite part of this whole episode. But,
After 2 years, Pat has his memorable moment for 2 years.
This is it.
Best moment, 2 years. PK not getting his pick. But,
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think I got a good shot. I'm interested to see if the listeners agree. Other than that, just thanks for everyone for supporting us for 2 years.
That's
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Nice
Everybody
job,
out there,
Pat.
thank you for 2 years. Both of you, thank you for 2 years. We haven't killed each other just yet, and I think that helps because we're still recording in separate houses. If we were in one studio, we might have killed each other by now. Probably me being the one that's dead because it's always 2-on-1. But I guess we'll end it with that. Happy anniversary, gentlemen. I didn't get you any gifts besides the pain that these balls are causing. So thank you all for listening to the next installment of the BSC Drafts. Let us know what 4 sports balls you would hate to be hit by if you were to be drafting with us. Don't forget to tune in to our regularly scheduled shows every Monday and Friday. Follow along with us on Facebook and Instagram at Buffalo Sports Collective and on Twitter at Buffalo Sports Co. All 3 of those locations are where you can go to place your votes for who will be victorious in this draft. Subscribe to our channel wherever you listen to podcasts and make sure you leave us a review on Apple and Spotify. Until next time, bye-bye.